You're next. So You're Next is a 2013 home invasion movie directed and edited by Adam Wingard, who brought us The Blair Witch Project, and written by Simon Barrett. Now this movie is about a rich couple named Aubrey and Paul, who are celebrating their 35th anniversary, and they invite their family to their house to celebrate and get together because they haven't been around each other for a long time. And as soon as they have dinner, they realize they're being targeted by 3 masked killers outside their home trying to get in. But as the night goes on, the killers find out that there's a guest in this house who's not actually that easy to kill. And then from that moment on, this movie just keeps on going and going and going, and it doesn't let up. It's just an adrenaline ride from the second act all the way through to the third act, and it's just a fun movie to watch at least once. And the reason for that being is because this is a mystery. There's a twist in this movie, and this movie tries to be smart and unpredictable, but it's just the way the characters were directed in this movie, they make everything not unpredictable. It's very predictable, the twist that you find out, and I won't spoil it until the end, and then I'll give you the spoiler warning. This movie opens up basically like a slasher movie, with people having sex and then they get killed. You get a few brutal kills in this movie. The blood, the special effects, and the sound design of people's heads being smashed in. This movie is definitely for horror fans, so if you're a slasher fan, I think you'll enjoy this. And this movie has, hands down, the most badass final girl you'll ever find anywhere. Her name's Erin, and she grew up on a survivalist compound because her dad thought the end of the world was nearby, so therefore he trained her how to do self-defense, how to build traps, and basically this movie turns into like a Home Alone movie. But there's my positives for this movie. I guess I could say good acting too. I mean, the acting's decent in this movie, but the rest is just negatives. So let's get into the negatives. The characters in this movie are introduced very quickly once they get there, and you hate a couple of them. You got this brother named Drake, who's just a smart-ass, dumb, he's just a fucking asshole. He likes to take Vicodin and just constantly pick on his brothers, older and younger. He's annoying as soon as he's on camera. But all these characters aren't really fleshed out at all, and they're just all there to, and as soon as they all meet, they just, that they hate each other. They all despise each other. They don't want to be there, but they're there. So the only thing you know about this family is that these siblings don't get along, but their parents love them, but the siblings, they don't like each other. So therefore when these characters die, you just don't really feel much. You didn't really get to know these characters that much. There's just not much character development. Just a little small thing too I noticed is that, like, a dead body moves in a different position. Like, the dead body's on its back, and then like 10 minutes later it's on its side. It's like, they didn't move his body. So, one thing this movie does do right is the throat slashing. Like, I hate in movies where someone just gets their throat slashed and they die instantly, or if they get stabbed in the shoulder, they just die instantly. It's like, no, in real life you would bleed out. And in this movie, it actually holds things. Like, it actually takes its time and drags out the death. They actually bleed out when they get their throat slit, which most horror movies fail to do so. They just make it look, they just get the throat slit, dead immediately. The major con for this movie, and here's the spoiler, is that that at least one of these siblings, the brothers, is involved. Because they have no sympathy whatsoever towards their dead brothers and sisters. No sympathy at all. They just sit in the background. And then you got and as soon as they realize that their cell phones are jammed, you got the one brother who's like, oh, they must be using an illegal jammer. It's $30 on the internet. Well, how the fuck do you know that? Not to mention, this brother is the same one who sends his sister out to be killed. I just feel like they didn't do a good job at all of actually trying to make this more of a mystery, unpredictable. Like, this movie, I feel like they were going for like a twist where it was actually supposed to blow your mind. But as soon as you hear about how wealthy this family is, and you know how much these characters hate each other, there's some evil money motivation going on, and that one of these siblings is definitely involved. Especially we got one sibling who just runs off and we don't see him again for like a half hour until he's back and revealing himself as one of the people in on it. It's like, you saw that coming. And I hate in horror movies when like they finally get in touch with cops and it takes like an hour for them to get there. And it doesn't even explain why it took them so long. It's like, yeah, I know you live in the middle of nowhere, but this ain't Detroit. This entire movie too was like shot in like a steady cam, and the camera just would not sit still. It was always like moving around. Even during just basic dialogue scenes, instead of just sitting still, it just kept moving and swaying, like The Office, that show I don't watch because the camera just keeps moving. It just kind of made me dizzy watching this movie. The camera would just not sit still. Therefore, I'm just not a fan of Adam Wingard's directing in this movie. And he edited this movie too. And there's a couple moments in this movie that are just like, there's dark comedy. It's just supposed to be kind of funny, but it's just really over the top. You got this crazy girlfriend of one of the siblings named Felix who's in on it, and his girlfriend is in on it, and she wants to have sex with her boyfriend next to his dead mom. And he's just like, I'm not in the mood to have sex next to my dead mom. And she's like, why not? It's like, really? But the third act of this movie is pretty badass when Erin starts doing damage and she fights back. It's always good to see a protagonist get revenge and kill people, and just you root for her the whole time. She's the only character you can root for, and you don't really get much character. Like I said, there's not much. You don't know much about any of these people, but you can still root for her. But other than that, there's really nothing much else to say. This movie is just too predictable. I wasn't crazy of the directing, the characters. It was too predictable. So therefore, I feel like this movie, you can only just like watch it once, and why would you watch it ever again? You already know what's gonna happen. The mystery movies are really like one-time experiences, unless it's a really good mystery with a very good twist where you want to watch it again to see what you might have missed. No, it's all laid out in front of you in this one. There's nothing to go back and see again. So therefore, when it comes to Your Next, I recommend that you just go out and rent it at Redbox. Have you seen Your Next? Let me know what you thought about this movie in the comments below. Did you see that twist coming, or were you just actually flabbergasted by it? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed this at all, remember to like and subscribe for more awesome rantastical content. And until next time, auf Wiedersehen.